Welcome, friends. It's wonderful to have you join us as we explore a story of hope, renewal, and the enduring promises of God. Today we're diving into Genesis chapter 9, a story of new beginnings after the flood. The world has been washed clean, and a new chapter is about to unfold for humanity. Noah and his family step onto dry land, chosen to start humanity over. Imagine the relief and hope. After months adrift, they finally breathe fresh air and see the world reborn before their eyes. God blesses them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply." It's more than a command, it's a promise of hope and a second chance. God is inviting them to fill the earth with life, joy, and purpose once again. God forms a covenant, a deep binding promise, with Noah. Never again will he destroy all life with a flood. The rainbow becomes a sign of this everlasting promise, a symbol of peace between God and all living creatures. This covenant is the foundation for a new world, built on mercy and faithfulness. It's a fresh start, grounded in God's compassion and unwavering commitment to His creation. God's desire isn't destruction, but redemption and relationship. He longs to walk with us, to guide us, and to see us flourish under His loving care. Even after judgment, God's heart is for life and blessing. He brings beauty from brokenness and hope from despair. No matter what storms we face, God offers us a fresh start. His promises remain, even when everything else feels uncertain. He speaks words of life and promise, inviting us into a future filled with His goodness. We are never alone. His presence goes before us. This story reminds us, God is always ready to restore and renew. Every ending can become a new beginning in His hands. When we feel lost or overwhelmed, we can trust in His plan for us. His guidance is gentle and His love is steadfast. The covenant with Noah is a reminder that God's love endures. His promises are for every generation, reaching us even today. He wants us to thrive under His care, to experience joy, peace, and abundance as we walk with Him. Let's open our hearts to His promises today. Let's embrace the hope and renewal He offers. God's faithfulness is the foundation for our hope. His word is unshakable and His love never fails. Let's step into this new beginning with confidence in His love, trusting that every day is a gift and every promise is true. Now let's talk about the rainbow, God's unforgettable sign painted across the sky for all to see. After His promise to Noah, God set a rainbow in the sky as a visible reminder of His covenant, a promise that He would never again flood the whole earth. Every rainbow is more than a natural wonder. It's God saying, "I remember my promise, I am faithful." Each color arching through the clouds is a message of hope and assurance. When you see a rainbow, pause and thank God for His faithfulness. Take a moment to reflect on the ways He has kept you through your own storms. Let it remind you that God keeps His promises, even after life's storms. No matter how dark the clouds, His light breaks through. The rainbow is a symbol of hope and peace, appearing when the storm is over. It's a gentle reminder that new beginnings are possible. It assures us that God brings us through trials into restoration, guiding us from darkness into light. God placed the rainbow as a sign for both us and Himself, a lasting symbol of His commitment, visible to every generation. It's a bridge between heaven and earth, a testament to God's unending love and His desire to connect with us. The next time you see those colors, remember, you are seen, remembered, and covered by God's promises no matter where you are. The rainbow is God's signature of hope, written across the sky for all to witness. Let it inspire worship and gratitude in your heart and remind you to celebrate God's goodness. God's faithfulness endures through every season, in every circumstance, and in every life. Hold on to His promises. They are for you, today and always. With a new world came new instructions. God gave Noah and his family guidelines to honor life, both animal and human. He allowed them to eat meat, but with respect, no eating meat with its lifeblood. This taught reverence for life, as blood represents God's gift. God declared human life sacred, made in His image, and established justice for wrongdoing. These rules weren't burdens. They were loving boundaries for a just society. God calls us to see His image in everyone, treating each person with kindness and respect. Let's value life in all its forms, caring for people and creation. God's instructions guide us to build a better world together. Genesis 9 also tells a tough story about Noah and his sons. After the flood, Noah became drunk and lay uncovered in his tent, a moment of weakness. Ham saw his father's shame and told his brothers, but Shem and Japheth covered Noah respectfully. Their actions had lasting consequences. Ham's disrespect brought a curse, while Shem and Japheth's honor brought blessing. This story challenges us. Do we expose others' faults or cover them with grace? God calls us to honor and restore, not shame. Our response to others' failures reveals our character. Choose to be someone who covers, protects, and restores. How do we live out these lessons today? What does it look like to truly walk in the promises God has given us, not just in theory, but in the everyday moments of our lives? First, be people of the promise. Trust God's faithfulness, especially in life's storms. When challenges come, remember that God's word is a steady anchor, holding us firm even when everything else feels uncertain. Remember the rainbow. God keeps his word. Each time you see a rainbow, let it remind you that God's promises are unbreakable, and his love endures through every season. Practice faithfulness in your own promises. Be someone others can rely on, reflecting God's trustworthiness in your relationships and commitments. Let your yes be yes, your no be no. Speak honestly and follow through so your words carry weight and meaning. Integrity builds trust and reflects God's character. When we act with integrity, we show the world what it means to live as God's people. Respect all life. See every person as made in God's image. Treat others with dignity, compassion, and honor, no matter their background or story. Be patient, kind, and forgiving. Extend grace to others, just as God has shown grace to you, and let your actions be a source of healing. Care for creation as an act of worship. Steward the earth with gratitude, knowing that every small act of care honors the Creator. Learn from Shem and Japheth. Cover others' mistakes with grace, not judgment. Choose to protect and restore, rather than expose and shame. In a world quick to shame, be someone who builds up and restores. Offer encouragement and hope, helping others rise above their failures. Let your actions reflect God's love and honor. Serve others with humility, and let your life be a living testimony of God's goodness. Live as a person of promise, respect, and honor. Let your daily choices point others to the hope and truth found in God. These ancient truths are powerful for our modern lives. They guide us, challenge us, and inspire us to live differently in a world that often forgets what matters most. Let's put them into practice every day, letting God's promises shape our hearts, our actions, and the way we love others. As we close, remember, God's promises aren't just for us. They're meant to be shared. Pass on hope, love, and faithfulness to those around you. Be a blessing to someone who needs encouragement today. Share what you've learned, whether in conversation or by example. Let the image of the rainbow remind you of God's faithfulness. Live as a person of promise, respect, and honor. Let God's love ripple out from your life to others. Thank you for joining me. God bless you, and remember, He is always faithful.